Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Cobra Vids video. Again, we're going to be working on the F150. This time we're going to be working on the gas flap. When I went to go get emissions done, I stopped at the gas station, opened up my flap, fueled it, closed it, everything's fine. But when the guy tested my fuel cap, my wife noticed that the flap wasn't closing all the way, and when I checked it out, it looks like it's broken. So I'm going to open it up, find out what happened, and maybe fix it. Maybe a spring fell off or something. I don't know, but we'll find out, and you're going to come join us. Stick with us, guys. I know the sun is probably torturing you guys right now, but here's the gas flap. You see how that's loose, and it will not, even if my gas cap was on, it will not close. That's how I left the emission station. I was watching the guy do it. It didn't look like he did anything to damage it, so it probably just broke. 160,000 miles. Things are bound to start breaking. But anyway, there's 3 screws in here, and I think this thing will come out. At least I'm hoping. That might be just to pull the thingy out. But we're going to give it a shot and see if we can pull it out and find out what happened. These are a 7mm screw here. Get a 1/4 inch extension, make it easier to get to those. So I'm going to just loosen it up a little bit, see if that's what it takes. Yeah, it looks like it loosened it up quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. Okay, pull them around. Let's see if this comes out. Could be wrong, it almost looks like there's little tabs here. There we go, you just got to get creative, I guess. All right, woohoo! There we go, guys. Got that out. Ugh. All right, so here we are. It came out, but I don't know if that's going to be any help. So I gotta take a look at this and see if there's any way of pulling this out, because I know there's a pin here. So yeah, it looks like there might be something there. I think it might have broken. So I'm gonna play around with this a bit and see if I can get this out. Okay, so I've left this piece out here, and I have the gas cap back on the truck. I don't drive it much, so even though the filler tube's moving around a bit, I don't see any issues with it right there. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it like that, do some research, try to find a new one, maybe ride out to a wrecking yard of some sort. Never know, guys. Here's a tip from Cobra Vids. You ever have one of your sun visors get all weak and it starts falling down and it won't stay up? Well, here's a little tip. Unhook your visor here and move it downward onto your window. That'll hold it up a lot more. Of course, it's put a little stress on the hinge, but you know what? Whatever.
3 weeks later.
Well, guys, we're back. It's been about 2 weeks since the first part of this clip was filmed, and we're going to get back to the gas flap on my 2006 F150. Now, a lot of stuff has happened since filming the first part. I had surgery, and the tube they put down my throat really screwed up my larynx. So if my voice goes raspy or hoarse, which it does when I talk too much, my wife tells me to shut up, you know, and she says, no, it's because I want you to rest your voice so it can get better. But you know, wives. But anyway, let's get back to this. Here as a quick refresher to myself, here's the old, dusty, dirty, broken thing. I probably mentioned, I haven't reviewed the video since I recorded it, but there's a little piece that goes here that connects to the hinge that this spring kind of flicks, and it actually holds it closed. Well, that is broken off, and it happened when I was getting emissions done. The door sits like this, and since my gas cap was here, the guy hung his little vacuum tester and pulled down on it, and I think that's when it snapped. I didn't blame the guy at the emission station, because after all, it's 2006. It's been out in the Arizona sun for many years. I've put many gallons of gas in it, so I think it just it was its time to fail on me. So I went ahead and I picked up a replacement, and here it is right here. This is not a Ford product, so there might be some fitment issues, and so that's the thing about buying aftermarket, because they might not be 100% correct. But I've already compared this when I first got it, and it looks pretty close. I'm going to have to see about swapping the door over. I've never done one of these, so here we go, guys. Now the fuel cap ring that holds the cap from falling off on the ground, it was like glued in or something like that. So I'm going to try to peel this off, pop this out, and see if it's the actual thing that pops in that's worn out, because evidently the silicone or whatever they used to make this stay, it's because it was falling off. So I'm going to see if it's the actual thing or if it's this thing, because, you know, I got a new hole, new refreshed hole. So there we go. So we'll see if it pops in there. If not, then I'll just leave this off and just pull the cap off and set it up on the bed of the truck somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to set up the camera on the tripod, and we'll start seeing if we can get this flap switched over. It's going to be interesting. I've never done one, but luckily I have this to kind of help me. Looks like maybe that tab there catches on there and holds it in place. I did see on this side that there's a little slot right there, so I'm going to try simply just putting a small flathead screwdriver in there and seeing if I can lift up on this tab right here. Maybe that's what holds it in. So, well, I would probably say push down on that tab. I don't know. I don't know what exactly it is, but there's probably something underneath here that tab clicks onto. So, alrighty, well, I took a small break. I checked some comments on my YouTube videos, and man, there are some haters out there. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's all part of dealing with YouTube, is you got to deal with the haters, the people that just want to try to drag people down, and it's a shame, because in today's world we should be trying to build people up. You know, I know there's a lot going on in today's world, and I just feel that you know, we should be building people up instead of tearing them down. That's just my opinion. Alrighty, well, here's the piece. I just tore it out of there, and this actually looks like it's in good shape. I'm gonna peel off some of the I would imagine this is RTV black or something like that. It certainly feels like RTV black. So I'll just peel off some of this, try to clean it up a bit, and we'll try it in the hole, and if it fits in there and it looks like it's going to stay, then we'll go ahead and put this ring back around my gas cap. Gas cap tested good, so I guess it's good for another 2 years. You know, it's good because in a video I did on my F150 not too long ago, I was doing the seafoam to update all of you on that seafoam video. At the end of this video, I'll throw a couple links to it in case you're interested. I was getting random misfires and everything, and a project I did on my truck that I regret not filming is I changed all of the timing components. I changed all of the rocker arms. I changed all of the valve lash adjusters. Oop, I better pronounce that correctly because somebody watching might criticize me mispronouncing that word. You know who you are. But anyway, I changed all of the timing components to change the guides and everything, the tensioners, and that was a fun job. It cost me about $900 to do everything, and I got all name brand components, not Ford, but name brand as you can get without buying factory products. And it actually made that truck run nice, but I was still getting a random misfire, which was throwing an engine code. So I actually went and did my seafoam treatment, and unbelievably, it actually worked. It cleaned something up. The injectors, maybe, because injectors were my next step, because, you know, I changed the plugs and changed every coil pack and everything. So my last ditch effort was going to be changing the fuel injectors, but the seafoam cleaned it up, so I was quite happy about that. Okay, so now that I've cleaned up that, and as you can see, that pin there, or the retainer, looks actually pretty good. So that might work. It might be just this hole got worn out or something, you know, because as we can tell, the plastic was getting weak. So they might have done it. And you know what it looks like? No, it looks the same. I was going to say this hole looks bigger, but it actually looks kind of the same. So we'll check that out a little bit later. Okay, now to get this flap off here. This, I do not know what's going to happen. So like I said, I'm going to just try to stick this flathead down here. See if I can. I want to say that that's it. That I have to get something in there that I can lift up like this. So I might have to get my modified screwdriver. Be right back. I had an old screwdriver and I needed something bent like this in order to work on I think it was a transmission I was working on. So I had an old screwdriver and I went ahead and modified it, heated it up and bent it in the shape I needed. This tip is actually bent downward, so don't think that's going to give me any assistance getting this off, because it's bent in the wrong way. Nope. Seems like I'm gonna have to modify another one. Okay, I found a very old screwdriver. This is an old Stanley. I don't know what year this is from, but I've used the hell out of this little thing. And apparently I've tweaked the tip out, so I'm gonna try to use this to work that out. And this flap is still good. I mean, it's got some Arizona pinstriping on it, so, you know, I spent a lot of money installing that pinstriping, so I kind of want to keep it in there. So I'm going to try to slide this one in there. There we go. There we go. Oh, I hope you saw that. I just noticed it's kind of off camera, but like I thought, there's a little tab right here, and that tab was clipped in there. So all I had to do is get something to push up on that tab there. It came out. I hope that was on camera. You know, I've been known to get working on something and it slides off camera and I've been yelled at, but, you know, I've never pretended to be a professional YouTuber. I just do these videos to help people out. Have some fun too, you know. So, alright, so we put this baby back in here just like that, slide it forward, and locks in. Hey, there you go, guys. Look at that. Look at that. A new gas flap. Alright. A lot of people just tear the gas flap off and leave it open like that. But you know what? that's not doing it right. I like to do things right. So now we're down to trying to clip this in. Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, you know, I don't think it's going to be perfect, but it might be. It might be good enough, you know what I mean? It might be good enough to where I can pull it out and just hang it, you know. And if it falls off too much, then I'll go ahead and replace this piece here. I don't think I have any of those. That's like what you get on splash guards on the cheaper model cars. You'll get these kind of things that push in, and the little plastic fins that are on there, they kind of hold it in place. And that's what it looks like, but it pretty much stays in there. So it might be a combination of the old hole wearing out and this wearing out. But if this pops off too much, I'll go to O'Reilly's and find this plug, because that goes through there and clips in there. But I believe the hose or the cap is supposed to go like that. So this loop is up high like that. So I'll go ahead and reinstall this to the cap, and then start getting this installed. Or maybe I should go ahead and install it and then put it on the cap. We'll go ahead and do is pop this back out. Yeah, that came out pretty easy, so I might have to just go replace that. Here's my cap. To get that ring off, it was kind of tough. I know that these split, this cap actually comes off of here in a way, but I couldn't figure that out without damaging, and I wasn't wanting to buy a fuel cap because this one seems to be working just fine. So I didn't want to break the cap, so I figured I would take the chance of breaking this rather than the cap. So I went ahead and pulled this off, which I hope this is a little easier to get on than it is to get off, because that was kind of scary, like pulling teeth. Oh, look at that, it's cracked right there. I bet you it's a goner. Oh damn, it's a goner. Yep, there you go, there it went. Damn it. But that's what happens when you get pretty old. Stuff starts breaking down. So, well, you know what? That solved this problem. Throw it away with this piece. Oh, I gotta get my coffee. Coffee is a must. Okay, well, hey, that made that hell of a lot easier. Alright, so let me go grab the screws and then we'll get back on it. Get it installed. Okay, we are here. So now this is pretty self-explanatory, guys. There's a little hook right here. This little hook, of course, the spring goes down. That little hook slides in first, just like that. And actually, I would rather do it with this open. So, whoops. So at this point, this is when you start seeing the issue with aftermarket. You got to just kind of like work it in there. There we go. I guess the secret was to push the filler tube up at an angle like that, and then moved it out of the way so the bottom part could slide in better. So that was the magic. That was the magic touch. Of course, this little latch, or this little piece here, slides into a groove that's right on the slide there. Side, not slide. So there we go. That snaps in pretty good. And now I got to realign the hole here and put in the screws, which I have screws right here up top. Get this extension I dropped, and these are 7mm. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Pops in, holds it in place. Okay. Aftermarket is never perfect. That's why it's called aftermarket. Otherwise it would be called OEM perfect. I don't know. I'm just spewing bullshit. But anyway, that's gonna do it. Sounds like an old man's bones, huh? Sometimes my bones feel that way. I wonder if I can quiet that down with a little bit of spray lube. Let's see. Okay guys, this is a wonderful, wonderful product. I use this now on my motorcycle chains. I was using a chain lube that you sprayed on there, but it would fling all over the rear of my bike, sometimes up on my legs, and it would attract so much road grime. I would have to clean my chain before I oil it. This stuff here repels dirt and it sticks to the chain. It's a wax, so it goes on like a spray, and then after it enters the atmosphere, it turns into a waxy substance. Good stuff so far. I haven't like used it for the entire duration of a chain to see how many miles I got, but using the old stuff, I got what, 12,000 miles on my first chain. So I started using this at about 8,000, no, maybe 5,000 miles on my chain I got now. So anyway, so I'm gonna try to spray this in here to hopefully maybe quiet it down. I don't have too much hopes that I'm gonna quiet it down, but it's probably gonna drip on the bottom. Oh, did you hear that? It just vanished, guys. Oh, see, great stuff. And as you can see, being aftermarket, my flap sticks out a little bit here, kind of sinks in here. You know, it's not perfect, but I'm okay with that because this is an off-road truck, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It's not a show truck. You know, as you guys know, I take it out, I get it stuck in sand, I scratch the hell out of it, but man, it sure takes a beating. Last thing, put my gas cap back on. Well, alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for my F-150 gas flap. We got it switched out, got the aftermarket one installed, and the aftermarket one only cost me 12 bucks. So if it lasts 5 years and I need to replace it, it's worth 5 bucks. I don't know how much an OEM brand new one would be, but you know, someone mentioned going out to the wrecking yard to get one, and I'm like, nah, I'll spend 12 bucks and buy a brand new aftermarket one instead of one that's been in the sun just as long as my truck has, you know. Probably have the same problem soon, sooner than this aftermarket one will fail on me. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I always enjoy bringing them to you. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe and definitely like my video so I know to make more. And turn on notifications so you know when the next F-150 video comes out to you. Catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.